Hey everybody, it's Dr. Shelton with Shelton Movement and Performance. I want to do a really quick clinic tour update because I haven't done one of these since I opened up. A lot of things have changed in here. So we're just going to get started over here. Got my whiteboard over here. Great educational tool for me to help show any kind of visual representation of what's going on with the body. Even though I'm terrible at drawing, we've gotten a lot of miles out of that thing. We've got a trap bar in here, a great trap bar, open back to it. Really helpful for teaching movements or even lifting heavy weights if it comes to that. What physical therapy clinic would be complete without a bunch of bands? I've got some monster bands in here as well as my Gray Cook bands. Gray Cook bands are amazing. I believe Perform Better sells them. Huge fan of these. I always recommend them to people, and I usually have a deal with my patient on those. So if you ever become a patient, you could end up using some Gray Cook bands. Moving right along, we've got my table. Pretty standard table, just move it in and out of the way. It's very light, allows me to get my assessments done, do any kind of manual treatments, needling, anything that might need to do. Table's great for that. And then just another educational tool, visual representation of who, what, when, where, why, what's going on with your body. This has been really helpful for people to learn a little bit more about where exactly their pain is coming from. Just a quick run over of my little desk area over here. I keep a couple of things that we use in clinic. I've got the loop bands over here. I've got a scraping tool. I already mentioned dry needles. I use those. And then some voodoo bands. Those are great. Use voodoo bands all the time. I've got my spine model made by Dynamic Disc Designs. Big fan of this spine model. It moves very realistically and will even show you what a disc bulge looks like and how to get that to go away. So that's a pretty cool one. Moving right along, again, more storage space for needles, tape, what have you. I've got two interchangeable 50-pound weights, so 5 through 50 pounds, whatever we need. And then one of my favorite parts of the clinic is my squat rack. I'm biased, but I think all physical therapy clinics should have one of these in them or should look like this in some way, shape, or form, because there's just nothing better for the body than picking up heavy weights and teaching it how to move correctly under that weight. And that's not to say that everybody that comes in here is gonna pick up a ton of heavy weight. You might not be there yet, but this is an incredibly helpful tool to have, and I just don't see them a lot. And it's a huge problem that I think needs fixing, so that's why I have this in here. Couple more things about this place over here. I've got my transformer bar from Kabuki Strength. Enormous fan of Kabuki, especially my transformer bar. It allows me to change up where the load is. So let's say I want to take it to maybe some quad work, I might put it into a front squat position, or if I wanted to maybe work the glutes, I can put it into back squat position. Multi-use tool right here. Thank you, Kabuki. I've got some straps here. I suppose I'm not supposed to call them Trx straps because that's not the brand, but same idea as a Trx strap, and those are really helpful for lifting the body, doing rows, a bunch of different stuff to use those for. Got my straight bar back there in case we need that. Once again, what clinic would be complete without foam rollers? I've got my half foam rollers in here. Huge fan of half foam rollers. All my patients know what that's about, but really enjoy the half foam rollers. Of course, have the full one as well. Got my kettlebells over here. Huge kettlebell power nerd. They're a great tool to help teach the body how to move around. So you'd be hard pressed to come through here without picking up a kettlebell and moving it around. They're that important in here. And then finally, we've got our interview area where you're going to sit down and talk to me in your first and probably every single appointment while you're in here. So that is the clinic tour updated. I hope you guys love it in here as much as I do.